YouTube, it's Eva Miss. Thank you. How are you today? Yeah, let's try that one again. I'm the one that usually posts all the video here on our YouTube channel. We're mostly on Twitch TV though, so I will post our links in the description below. Today's video is a World of Warcraft player's guide to Final Fantasy, or starting up. I've recently made the switch and I am loving it, and I would love for you guys to join me.
Welcome to this video. We're gonna do a video on Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, so adding on to that, if I'm ever not looking at the camera, I'm looking at my game screen. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's head over first to the website. On the website is where you're going to download the launcher. Exactly the same as Battle.net, you'll download the launcher first, and then you can install the game. Final Fantasy is free to play until level 60, and if you do choose to purchase at the minute until May 8th, you can get Stormblood, so up to level 70, free of charge also. Are you okay today? Let's get into the game, shall we? Character creation is super easy, but first you will need to select your world and your data center. What is going on? Okay, we don't have cross-server in Final Fantasy. We call them data centers and worlds. So for the most part, you'll be playing with people on the same world that you're on. We have 2 data centers for the European servers. We have Chaos and Light. We personally play on Twintania on Light, and we can travel between Chaos and Light and also any of the data centers within them. So the first part of character creation is selecting your race. There's 8 for you to choose from. There's higher, in fact, no, I'm not going to attempt some of these names. You can come to my stream if you want to laugh at me. We've got human, we've got elves, tiny babies, kittens, which are clearly the master race, gym buffs, lizards, Scar from the Lion King, and slut bunnies. I mean, I'm not going to judge. After the race, there is then a clan. If you have a clan here, it's usually just minor changes between the character. So under the appearance, there are plenty of things that you can change. Anything from the height, the boobies, its hair colour. Yes, I said boobies. You're smirking. Your voice. So make sure you choose, obviously, the character you'd like. In Final Fantasy, there is a barber, exactly the same way there is in World of Warcraft. You can only change cosmetic things, though. So your hairstyle, your hair colour, makeup. If you want to change real things on the character, anything to do with its body, so its height, its tail length, its eye colour, you would have to purchase a Fantasia from the store. It's only about £5, and it does actually allow you to change the character completely, including the race, if you would like to do that. So next it'll send you to your name day, which is your character's date of birth and also their guardian. These don't really have any significance in the game, so kind of just pick one, whichever one tickles your fancy. So now we get to pick your class, or aka your job. Unlike World of Warcraft, one character can play all jobs in Final Fantasy. So the one character you've just made will be able to level each individual class. So picking the class now doesn't matter too much, as worst case scenario, you can switch it if you don't get along with it. Each job in Final Fantasy, there are 20 of them in total, come under 5 categories, the same in WoW. We have tank, healers, and then for DPS we have melee DPS, ranged physical DPS, and ranged magical DPS. So I will be linking in the description below a guide that's going to go into the classes in a little bit more detail, but for now we're going to go over the basics. We have here Disciples of War. These are your physical classes. Then we have Disciples of Magic, and of course they're your magic classes. So for tanks, we have Gladiator, which will turn into a Paladin, which will start in Uldar. We also have Marauder, which will turn into Warrior, and that class starts in Limsa. We have healer-wise, Discipline of Magic, we have Conjurer, which will turn into a White Mage. That will start in Grindania. DPS, you have Pugilist. Pugilist will turn into a monk, which is a melee DPS and starts in Uldar. We have Lancer, which will turn into a Dragoon, which is another melee DPS. They start in Grindania. We have Archer, which will turn into a Bar, which is a ranged physical DPS, also starting in Grindania. And then we have Thaumaturge, which will turn into a Black Mage, which is a ranged magical DPS, and they start in Uldar. The class that I purposely haven't mentioned yet is Arcanist. An Arcanist can be a healer or a ranged magical DPS. At level 30, you'll be given 2 quest options to change the class either into a Scholar or a Summoner, and you can take both. The great thing about an Arcanist is when you're leveling a Summoner or a Scholar up, the other will automatically level up at the same time. This is the reason this is the class that I personally would recommend to start with, as it gives you some variation whilst you're leveling if you want to try both classes out. And if you do make an Arcanist, you will be starting in Limsa. Okay, so you'll then be asked to just confirm the world that you want to be in and create a name. You have a first and a last name to choose. Go ahead, I'll wait. No, I'm only joking. We all know that's the bit that takes the absolute longest of creating a character. If you want to do the easy route, you can just use the randomize button. But I'm going to go, let's go nice and easy. Eva. Missed. Let's go to Limsa. After a queue of 12. So here we are in Limsa, and of course I've skipped the cutscene because I'm not going to give you any spoilers. Pick up your first quest and off you go. You'll be taken around the city first, and you will get helpful pop-ups and tips via this basic controls here. So on screen, just up here, I'm going to be showing you the different types of question marks or exclamation marks you might see on your map. The first one and most important one is for your main scenario quests. This is the one that you will follow for your first character, and it will just take you all the way to max level. You will also have quests with an exclamation mark and a plus on them. These just simply mean they're unlocking some sort of feature. Any other basic exclamation mark quests you can pretty much leave alone, as they're just normal side quests. You'll use these for experience when leveling up alternative jobs. The only other thing to bear in mind is under your quest log, when you have a main scenario quest, you may sometimes see below it a separate quest available. This is just letting you know that you have a class job quest available, so make sure you do those too. My final tip for any World of Warcraft player is about skipping cutscenes. I know many WoW players are always in the mentality of skipping and rushing to the end to get to max level. But if you do this, you will miss out on an amazing story in an amazing story game. However, you can choose to skip the cutscenes and the dialogue and only watch the talking cutscenes. The story will still make sense to you. Do whatever you feels right for your experience. You can even, if you like, skip everything, as Final Fantasy does have a feature called New Game Plus, which lets your character go back without any rewards and simply just relive the story, which is actually what I'm doing on my stream at the minute. So that, guys, is all there is to it. So come and join me on Final Fantasy. The story is epic, the music is even better, and the community are just unreal. If you have any other questions or anything I can do to help you make your experience better, then please do. Then please let us know. Until next time, bye-bye.